Okay, we're inside the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City. One of the most beautiful museums in all of the world. It's one of the first ones where basically all of the artifacts and ancient pieces are on display. Built in the 1960s, and I would say in the top 5 museums I've ever been in the world. We're with our guide Ricardo, who's a man of Mayan ancestry, and he's going to be with us for the entire tour, which is going to take about 12 days. Okay, before we go and see all of the rooms involved in the museum, we're going to go to the restaurant.
Central America, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Huh? Oh, we are. You don't see it because we are here. We are here. We are here. No, and so yeah, we are here. But I live there. Right there. 30 minutes from the sea. And okay, there are also 5 countries which are Maya. In the Yucatan Peninsula, we have Yucatan in the center, Campeche or Quintana Roo on the east, Campeche on the west, Tabasco, and Chiapas. So it's Yucatan, Quintana Roo, Campeche, Tabasco, and Chiapas. 5 states of the Mexican country and 5 countries of Central America. That is the Maya region. Okay? So, and we have the Maya lowlands and we have the Maya highlands. Okay? Lowlands and highlands. So, anyway, what can we say? Any questions, any doubts about what I just said? Huh? There are probably in this region probably 1,000 or more Maya cities with pyramids. About 1,000 Maya cities with pyramids. Okay? With pyramids in all this region. In all this region.
So, depiction of a bearded man.
It's an incredible picture. If you notice how the Maya look like Chinese and, because all the people that inhabited the Americas came from Asia and Mongolia. Okay, because the Americas were empty. So the people came from Mongolia and Asia apparently. And because if you see the Maya people...
Again, this is in the Mayan
They
section.
look Asian.
Even the name. My friend is John.
John, exactly. Even the name is John is Maya and Chinese. Chen is Maya and Chinese. Chi is Maya and Chinese. And it's similar. The Maya language is similar to Chinese. Oh, that's in the Olmec. Yeah, it's the next one is the Aztec. I think the last one is the Olmec.
So the Maya ceramics. Possible depiction of cranial deformation. Definite depiction of cranial deformation. And again, mustache and beard, which is not common amongst the Mesoamerican ancient people. Definite depiction of cranial deformation. A young child here, and a much older person here. And then outside, I think this is, not sure if this is a reproduction or reassembled ancient Mayan temple. Then a depiction of the feathered serpent. And a chakmul, which was an offering table. So gifts of food and drink were put there in the belly area as offerings to the ancestors and the gods. Unlikely that it was blood sacrifice, but may have been after the beginning of the downfall of the Maya. And the famous jade mask of Lord Pakal of Palenque. And then the tomb of Lord Pakal. Not sure if this is a copy or if this is the original. You can see the red material inside the tomb, which is cinnabar, used by many traditional people as a way of spiritual protection for the dead. Okay, we're now in the Olmec section.
Put the towels back in the family.
But have to be like this.
Expose him somehow, right?
Yeah, everybody.
We have to all be on our knees.
Who can get up?
Whoa, watch the bar.
Wait a second.
Think there's security.
Here come the police.
Look at Rod, he's gonna get the security on.
Majority of them are in the area of Veracruz, in the deep jungles of Veracruz, and in the mountains of the Tuxtlas is where they are, you know.
Where'd this guy come from?
Or probably this one is I think it's an original one. Has to be. It has to be. It could be either from Tabasco, from Veracruz, those two states, okay, of Mexico. And if you notice, the heads, they have some kind of a helmet on the head. The heads are very round, but they had helmets on the head, and the helmets have like something in the center. like a symbol in the center. And but
FBI?
huh?
FBI symbol?
Yeah, as a symbol of something. And but the helmets, they were not made of metal or wood. They were made of leather. Leather. They were helmets of leather. So leather, yes, leather. And they originally, actually, the scientists don't know. They are very mysterious people, and they don't know if they were rulers. That's one of the ideas, that those are the portraits of the rulers, you know, the rulers. But also there is another theory that they are the ball players, because Olmec means robber people, or the people who come from the country where robber is abundant.
So these are the little figures. Of the mysterious Olmec with the elongated heads. So 17 of these giant skulls or giant heads have been found so far. Most of them found buried underground, so that gives an indication of the age, probably much, much older than the Olmec culture and discovered by the Olmec people. And then another one of the giant heads. Most of them are actually at the Jalapa Museum, not here. You can see that the carving is actually quite simple and crude, so not done with any kind of advanced technology. Probably basalt pounders used to shape a giant basalt stone. Then these jade pieces, you can see almost perfectly circular holes, so they could have been drilled using some kind of technology and then later found by the Olmec people and turned into earplugs. And some elongated skulls, not as elongated of course as the ones in Peru. This one doesn't seem to have the sagittal suture, which all Homo sapiens sapiens have. Then another depiction of probable cranial deformation or head binding. Perfectly circular obsidian volcanic glass objects. Obsidian is incredibly fragile, so how could you possibly produce these by hand? I think they were an inheritance from a much older culture.
Es China, pero le venden todo, le venden comida normal, o quieren tacos y eso. No, ahí venden, exacto, enchiladas, mole, ahí venden milanés.
Okay, we're now in the main part of the museum. This is the Aztec area. most famous aspect being the Aztec calendar stone.